What's going on YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do, and I am fixing to review the LG G6. I have had this phone for about a week now, and LG did send it to me, so I did not have to pay for it. Just making that very clear and very bold statement. And I'm going to review this thing as honestly as possible. And I'm not holding anything back or going to say anything about it to make LG happy. Now that out of the way, I do have a lot of really good things to say about the phone, and I do have a couple negative things to say about the phone. I don't even know where to begin. First off, I guess let's talk about this. This is going to be quite extended because there's several things I want to touch base on, and just make some time. Anyways, let's start with the screen. The screen is pretty good. It is a very nice quality screen as far as just how it appears and looks, and it's a nice screen. The only little complaint I have with it is I guess the resolution is a little bit weird. And if you watch a video, there are little black bars on the side because of the resolution it is. It can be a little bit annoying, I guess, but also you learn to just ignore it and work around it. Just pretend they're not there. Not that big of a deal. The phone itself looks amazing and sleek. It's probably the nicest looking phone I have. And the only other phone I guess I could compare how good it looks to is the Nexus 6P. Now, I do use cases on my phones because I am just scared to death of dropping them and making them scratched up or damaged or something. And I have dropped my phone many of times, and it just, hits the case. Even though I use a light case because the drops are never from high distances or anything like that. I like having a phone. This phone I've had since day one, and it still looks almost brand new. There's not any damage to it at all whatsoever, not the slightest bit. Let's talk about button placements. So you've got volume up and volume down, but that's it. The power button is not on the side where it's on the back. Now on this one, you actually still have that physical button on the right here, but you can go ahead and just hover your finger over that little button there and turn the phone on, and it's pretty freaking awesome. And then you just go ahead and press the power button and turn it off. Now on this one, you can just, same thing, you can just barely tap it and boom, your phone's on. But if you want to turn your phone off, you've got to turn it over and press that little power button there, and now it's off. That is an inconvenience. Now, one thing I want to say for those of you that are like, hey Josh, what about double tap? Oh, you've got to forgive me. I go everywhere. I get excited. I talk about so many different things. This is a mode I enabled where basically just all the time it shows the screen. It shows the battery, my notification that's there all the time. It's a call recording app that I'm going to review. And I will say that this call recorder app works perfectly on the Note 5. And I'm pleased to say it works perfectly on the LG G6. Your audio and their audio comes in crystal clear. On the Nexus 6P, it does warn you that you need to root your phone for the sound to come through clear. This one does not give you any warning about needing to be rooted. It's crystal clear out of the box. So that app works great, and I'm going to review it here very soon. And I'm also going to do a What's on my Android probably next week, because this is the last video I'm going to make this week. But the always-on display doesn't use any extra battery, as far as what I've seen. Obviously, it uses a tiny little bit, but not enough to do any considerable damage to your battery life. But it shows the time. It's Friday, April 14th, and then it shows your notifications and stuff. Now, what I want to go ahead and do is, even without enabled, you can just double tap it, and the screen will come to life, and then you unlock it. And once you draw your pattern, it's at the home screen. Now, so say you open up Instagram and you want to view your recent activity. Oh, I was on Twitch last night with my daughter, and it was hilarious. There was only 4 or 5 people there, but it was so funny. I'm actually, when I have time and when I get around to it, I'm going to cut together the videos and post them on my gaming channel. So they are just way too cute. I was playing Destiny with her and a friend, and we were just having a blast. Okay, so you checked your notifications and read your stuff, and so now let's go ahead and show you how to turn the phone off without flipping it over and pressing the power button. Just double tap somewhere on the screen, and now the screen's off. And then when you want to wake it back up, wake it back up. Now that's going to be something I'm going to try to get myself used to, because it is definitely an inconvenience to flip the phone over, press that power button, then flip it back. I guess it would be nice if they would have included the power button on the side, and then the back was just the thing like this. This is not an actual button. It is just a sensor. That's all it is. This is a sensor and a button, so there's no button here. Now, that's out of the way. The pictures it takes look pretty good. I'm going to have to post some test videos or upload a raw to YouTube for you to see what those look like on your own. Oh, and that power button, I was like, I'm forgetting something. What is it? Okay, so let's turn the phone on. So we want to take a screenshot of something. So let's go to an app here, and I need to show you how to rearrange these apps. I need to show you how to get your own custom app down there. I've got a lot to show you in this video. There's no way this is gonna be less than 20 minutes. All right, so to take a screenshot, it's a little complicated for this method right here. You hold down the power down button and the back power button, and you just took a screenshot. There you go. You have a screenshot. Or you could drag down your notification and press this little button here, which is the method I would prefer. Now you can go ahead and draw something and highlight it. So we don't want that. That's not appropriate for this video. And if we want to change the color or something, we can go ahead and do all that in here. So let's change it to blue, and let's make it a little bit smaller. Add some transparency so you can still see around it. So there you go. The parts that I highlight, you can still see the text behind it because it's got some transparency. So now we can draw, we can point to certain things on here that we want. Maybe this is what I'm trying to refer to, so I'll underline that. There's lots of different things you can do. You can add stickers, and you can also go ahead and share it. So now it'll open up apps that you want to go ahead and share it to. So that's definitely the method I recommend for taking screenshots, because it is a little bit of an inconvenience to take it with the power button on the back here and the volume down button. Battery life on this thing has been absolutely phenomenal. I haven't quite seen a phone last this long. I want to note that this has been the only phone in my pocket. This has been the only phone I've been bringing with me. This is the only phone I've been using, period. And my wife really wants it. She loves the look of it. She wants to use it so bad. I've got to decide, should I let her use it or should I keep using it? Because I really, truly enjoy using it, and it just looks awesome. The battery life on this thing has been top notch. Now, I don't have screen on time of like 8-9 hours like some people do, but I can tell you that with just under 3 hours of screen on time, I have gotten some pretty good battery life. Where I work is a big it's a factory. It's a big giant factory, and the signal is absolute trash garbage. Your phone's at 1 bar searching for a signal. It is garbage. My Note 5 and my Nexus 6P come home clinging to dear life. This battery through Anker has been my saving grace a lot of times. I will literally I got a short little cable so I could just go ahead and have it charging like this in my pocket. And that's not too big of a issue. You know, I know my phone's gonna almost die. This thing is a champ. It does use Type-C, by the way, so you have to get a little Type-C cable to use a little battery bank like this. But this thing is a champ. I will come home with easily around 69, 70 something percent battery. This battery is probably one of the best batteries I've had on a phone in a minute. Now keep in mind, I've got my screen set to 5 minutes without turning off. I've got every app sending me push notifications the moment they happen. I've got everything set up exactly the way I do on my Note 5, my Nexus 6P, and every phone that I get. So if you're worried about battery life, this is probably the phone to choose out of all of them. And with Type-C and having fast charging out of the box, this sucker's going to charge up in less than an hour, and then you're going to get to use it for well over a day. All right, let's talk about this home screen here. So when I first got it, I was like, well, crap, I want this gone. I I don't want the messaging app down there. It was down there before. I didn't want it there. So how you do that is you hold somewhere on the screen, you go to home screen settings, and then you go to the hide app screen. So you'll see I have messaging hidden. I'm going to go ahead and unhide it and hit done. And what'll happen here? See, my messages app was down here, and I wanted my Google Voice app. And I was like, well, I can't delete this app. Or not delete it, but remove it from my home screen there. So just go here to home screen settings, and then go to hide apps, and then choose the messaging app wherever it's at. So there you go. Some of these apps that you don't like, LG Mobile Switch, and things you'll never use. Honestly, I'm going to use Google Play Music. I'm not going to use that. What else am I never going to use? I'll just go ahead and hit done. So now that messaging app is nowhere on my home screen, and you don't have an app drawer. So if you want to make this Talon, for example, an app I use a lot, if I want to make it go over here to this screen, now there's a free space there. And you notice there's free spaces everywhere. How you can fix that is hold here, go to home screen settings, go to sort apps by name, and sort. And you got to do this every time you move an app or you install an app. Maybe one day in the future they'll make it automatically arrange them, but there you go. So now they're all in alphabetical order, and you can go ahead and create folders as well. Like I have one called Home that has my Dropcam, Nest, Google Wi-Fi to see what my devices are doing, pause the internet for a certain device, etc. My other camera that I use and made a video on, and then my Hue lights that I made a video on as well. So all the things I quickly want to use from home are right there. So that is how that works. Just it's a little bit of a pain in the butt, and if you can't stand it, just download Nova Launcher from the Play Store and you'll get that stock home button or launch your apps and all that stuff. So we got home and app drawer. So there you go. There you go. Now you actually have a normal app drawer, and you can do it without downloading a launcher as well. And then you can view apps, sort apps, etc. So there you have it. Now my home screen's all different. I had to rearrange it all. So now we got to go back and let's do home. There we go. I think I like the app drawer better just because I'm not a fan of my apps just being all out there, and I really like having an app drawer. But at the same time, I've gotten quite used to this over the last week, and it's not really been something that bothers me. And you just saw you can go ahead and change it if you really want to change it and you don't like not having an app drawer. You can add effects, icon shapes. You can go ahead and make them square or original. You can add more apps to a screen at one time. You can hide apps. You can do a continuous loop where it keeps going back and forth, and etc. Okay, so let's talk about deleting an app. So say we want to delete something. What's something I can live with? Okay, this one. It checks the quality of a cable. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the trash. And I'm going to press the delete button. It's going to give me a notification. It is now in the trash. If I change my mind, I can restore it within the next 24 hours. If I don't restore it in the next 24 hours, it will be permanently deleted. If I want to delete it now, I can go and empty the trash. So I can go to the settings here, and I can go ahead and delete it permanently, or I can restore it, and I didn't lose anything at all. It's still there. So that's kind of cool that they give you like a recycle bin. See, now it's like out of order, and I'd have to do that little sort thing to get it back in order. And with the other one, there's probably an automatically sort by alphabetical order in the app drawer. So there's definitely going to be benefits of using their app drawer versus what it is by default. So the trash can is a pretty neat feature. I definitely can mess with that. That is quite awesome. You can delete an app and go, oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. In my unboxing, you saw me go over all the little things. There's nothing really new to talk about up here. Let's dig into the settings and let's see what else we have for settings that are useful. Nothing really there. Home touch buttons. Button combination, always on display. That's what I use. That little time right there that shows up. This, turn it on. Turn it on. It's awesome. You don't have to turn your phone on. Just look at the time real quick. Definitely turn it on. And actually, you can make it a brighter display, and it can drain the battery. I actually kind of want to see what that looks like. Yeah, it is a little bit brighter than it was before, but honestly, I could see it just fine before. What is the difference? Is there a difference at all? Go ahead and turn it off. It's barely noticeable, the extra brightness, and in this way, you don't lose very much battery at all. So you do have some shortcut keys here, like to capture. Open apps quickly with the volume keys when screen is locked or off. You can add fingerprints and security and stuff like that, secure startup and all those other little neat features. Add your fingerprints. Smart settings is something like you can set when you plug in your phones, this automatically happens. When you get home, this automatically happens. Usually you have to download an app called Tasker or something like that to do that. But here you go. It's all right here built into the software. Under storage, we do have the 32 gig version. We have 17 gigs used. Obviously, I'm not trying to be sparing or anything like that. And I can pop an SD card in there and free up a lot of that storage by having pictures, videos, stuff like and music all get stored on that thing. So Google Play Music is something I have been loving since I got it. I got it when it first came out, so I still pay only $7.99 a month for it. Can't give that up. It's too good. I can listen to any music I want whenever I want, and I can store it on my phone in case I'm somewhere with a really bad signal. So having a card in there to download all my stuff. Smart cleaning is a way to go ahead and free up memory on your phone. That's something I'm going to definitely cover, is how much memory this sucker uses just to run itself. That is definitely one of the negative things I'm going to point out. So internal, no memory was cleared, but 591 megabytes was cleared. So we've got internal storage and memory 68%. So yeah, it uses a lot of the memory just to run Android. So as you can see here, we've got 1.3 free and we have nothing running. So let's go ahead and go back to memory with everything cleared. And as you can see, we have 1.3 in the last 3 hours. In the last day, we've had 1.1. So just a gig of RAM for a phone in 2017. I mean, it has 3.7, so 4. But oh my goodness, if I take a look at this right here, memory used, you can see Android OS takes up 1.2 gigs. The system UI and then Google Play Services settings and my Facebook and YouTube. So there you go. That is not that great in my opinion. I'm not a fan of how much memory this thing consumes. Now, if I ever root it, install an AOSP ROM or something on here, then you can bet that there'll be over 2 gigs for you to use out of the box because you won't have all these extra things running at all time. Now, it does make a lot of the cool features that I've been using and playing with an option and usable, and I will go ahead and say I will not have any lag or slowdowns or any sort of trouble with it keeping up or doing anything. So that's a good thing. 4 gigs of RAM, I mean, that's exciting. That's awesome. Then you get in here and realize you only have 1 gig to use. Like that's kind of a bummer. It does have tap and pay, so you can have Android Pay and possibly future payment apps using NFC. And my phone did get an update here recently. It did not update it past 7.0, but I'm sure we will see 7.1 and above and Android O in the future. This is LG's newest phone. This is their baby. They're going to definitely update it. But there's the build number I am on, NRD90U. It did get an update like a couple days ago. I want to go ahead and discuss the keyboard. One of the things I have absolutely not been able to get past is this keyboard. You would think it would be pretty good at predicting your text and fixing your errors and stuff like that. One of the things I initially had a problem with this phone was the keyboard. Now, since the last video, I did receive a comment that showed me how to fix that. I wasn't aware that in the settings you had to manually go in there and enable auto correction. So what you do is you press the settings button and then you're going to go down to auto correction, and by default it is literally set to off. So you may be frustrated like I was at first and not like the keyboard and want to install something else, But all you gotta do is go to auto correction and go in here and put it on something like mild. I've been using mild, but I kind of want to try aggressive and see just how that is. So let's open up this and let's do Josh went to the park with his dog. So the keyboard is definitely a lot better once you enable autocorrection. Without autocorrection, again, autocorrection's off by default, so you got to turn it on. Without it, it's very frustrating and very slow to type. So definitely turn it on and play with mild and play with aggressive and figure out which one's best for you. Now, I'm a fan of using a third-party keyboard because there's things I like about having a third-party keyboard, but for those of you that want to stick with the keyboard you were given by default, please go into the settings here and enable autocorrection because mine was off and it was quite frustrating trying to type with it off. So let's try that without autocorrection. Josh went to the park with his his dog. So definitely enable autocorrection. That's pretty much all I have to say about the keyboard. As far as sounds, it gets pretty loud and it sounds pretty good. I guess my biggest complaint is on my 6P, I've truly enjoyed having the speakers on the front, so when I'm holding it, I don't have to worry about cupping that little speaker and trying to get the sound to come towards me. I've been used to that. I know my Note 5 has it on the bottom, but this thing is right there on the bottom, and I just find myself holding it like this and trying to get that audio to come towards me and be just a little bit louder. So the speaker on here is okay, but I would have definitely preferred to see it on the front. Now, I do understand the way their design is. That would be really hard, and they'd have to extend the display a little bit to make that happen. So maybe they chose design over that just because it would have made the phone a little bit bigger and probably not as pretty as it is. I mean, this is a gorgeous phone. It looks awesome. So that's just something I would have preferred to see is it placed somewhere else other than the bottom. As far as the charging port, I'm really excited to see them go with Type-C. I believe that is definitely the future, and you should invest in some USB to Type-C ports so that everything supports it. And you should also invest in some Type-C to Type-C connections if you want the fastest connection possible. Definitely get some Type-C chargers, and as they come in, I will be reviewing them because personally, I only have one battery bank that is a true Type-C, and it's humongous. So I would love to see something little like this, or something with quick charge that is Type-C battery bank. That would be awesome as well. But you're not going to need it with this phone. That's the beautiful thing about it. Now, this is just my first week with the phone. Obviously, as time goes on, there's going to be things that I've forgotten. I'm going to write them down and compile them, and if I find enough things to talk about to make a review after 1 month or a second part of this review or something, I will definitely make that happen. As this thing receives updates and gets better, I will cover them. I will be in the next probably couple weeks or a few weeks or so, I will be looking into possibly if the bootloader is unlockable. Is it unlockable? Can I root it? What is there to do after I root it? Is there a reason to root it? So I definitely going to be looking to all that. So if you want to see more coverage on the LG G6, definitely hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon right next to it to get notified of future videos when I upload them. So, cat's out of the bag. The phone looks amazing. It feels amazing. It's just you pull up somewhere and you're like, you're using, the person next to you is not using a phone as nice as this one. They're just not. You're rocking the top dog of all phones. Couple little complaints. It would be nice if that power button was there and this was literally just a sensor and not an actual button. If it didn't give you just 1 gig of RAM out of the box, and I am going to defend that by saying I haven't had any slowdown, but I haven't really played any high-end games or anything like that either. I'm not much of a gamer on my phone. I do have an NVIDIA Shield Portable from a few years ago or an NVIDIA Shield TV that I would use to play games if I was going to play games on Android. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, like I mentioned earlier, hit that subscribe button. There's a little bell icon next to it. Please press it and get notifications when I upload videos. Also, I want to start live streaming more. I had a ton of fun last night because my daughter didn't have school today, so I let her stay up pretty late. And I'm going to cut that together as a video. So if you please follow me on Twitch, I'm going to be streaming on there. And then last night, I had to switch over to YouTube, which is youtube.com/wwjoshdo. There's been a link to that channel in the description of all my videos for the longest time now, but I was live streaming on there, and you were seeing her screen and her camera and stuff. So I was just having a blast last night, and I would absolutely love to do that more often. And the more people that follow me on Twitch and, you know, come to our streams, it's just wait and see. I'm going to have a link in the description to that video, and you're going to want to watch it. It is freaking cute and hilarious. So please follow me on Twitch, and please subscribe to my gaming channel as well. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. That's where I'm the most active, and frankly, the easiest way to get a hold of me. I get a notification on my phone. I click it, I reply to it, said and done.
And give this video a thumbs up.
This is What Would Josh Do? And I'm out.
Like, you can see a little bit of ghost right there if you look. That's his butt.
The ghost has a butt?
Are you streaming on your main channel or your other channel?
The gaming one.
Zone C. Oh no, I'm outside. Please don't kill me. I'm just a little
Very
girl.
confused.
Please
You have chocolate devil.
Zone B lost.
Hammer time! Hammer time! This is what you all been waiting. Dang it! You! Hammers, I am disappointing in you.